All right, peace and serenity world. What's going on? It's Trey. Welcome back to another installment of A Conversation With, where we peel back the layers of each individual that we have on this platform. And of course, if you're seeing this, hearing this, or reading this, it's too late because it's already being talked about. And this episode, I do have a very, very special guest, man. My dog, an artist, a musician, all that, man. I got my brother Omari in here, man. How you feeling, King?
Very well, and yourself?
Doing excellent, man. I can't complain. But how was your mental health before we even dig into it?
Better than it was, let's say, 2021, 2020. Yeah, but.
You want to elaborate on that?
Being that everybody was going through COVID, I'm sure everybody's families were going through certain things. My father had passed, not because of COVID, but during that time. Dealing with that, relationship issues that everybody goes through. So it probably put me in a bad mental state. I was doing things that probably wasn't like myself. So, but we're back good now, so that's what matters.
That's all that matters. Right. Man, Flourish is here, right?
Flourish, yes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about life. Let's do
so, my biggest question to you, first and foremost, is why the title Flourish?
It's funny because before I actually chose the title name for the project, I was making, you could call them funny, motivational, or whatever, little tweets on Twitter, where I would say something motivational or something somewhat goofy, and I'll put Flourish after that. Then when I started realizing I actually have some problems I need to deal with, so let's take a break from social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that, that's when I really started focusing on growth. And then it became kind of ironic to me that I've been saying flourish all this time, and what I need to do is grow and flourish, so it all tied in.
Damn, that's hard.
Life. Yeah.
That's tough, man. And I want to say this album is phenomenal, bro. Not just because you my friend, listening to this project from top to bottom, cohesive, well put together, very personalized this time around.
Yeah.
Your other music was personalized, but this one just felt different. Just felt completely different. And what was your psyche behind making this one more, I guess, personalized to you?
I wanted it to become more of art and personalized. I can make type songs songs that I feel like I can smoke to, drive to, et cetera, et cetera. But songs where I'm actually talking about what I'm going through, it felt like I was getting stress off my chest. It was almost therapeutic.
Yeah.
For real. So that was the purpose of that. How that started was, it's a funny story. I was in the studio with Tommy. I was in the studio, KD and Evan J. When we were in the studio, I had a song I was doing with Tommy where on the song I said something basically saying that I'm going through it, but if I say it on the song, y'all will just act like nothing has been said. And my manager, Suede, had actually caught that shit and he said, I think you should take a break. And that's when it got to the point of taking a break and then fully expressing myself in music.
Okay. Word. Now, as far as your favorite records off the album, what would you say? I know that's a very difficult question.
All right, give me a number. Is there a certain amount?
Give me 2 or 3.
2 or 3. All right.
Can I tell you mine though?
You go first. Go ahead. Yeah.
Overnight Success. That shit is crazy, man. Riding down 85, listening to that in the gym.
You did that?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
It's me, come on. Perfect Bliss.
Got you.
Perfect Bliss, and then Make My Mother Proud was another one.
Okay. I'm with you on 2 of them. Make My Mother Proud, I feel like I spazzed on that shit as far as just talking about my experiences, but then putting it into or I can't even explain that shit. Just know I was really in a different zone when I wrote that, to the point that before I even wrote it, again, I sent the beat over to somebody close to me and they was like, damn, this should make me want to rap again. So I was like, yeah, if it make you feel like that, then I got to attack the shit. Mm-hmm. So that Perfect Bliss, that shit makes me proud when I listen to it by myself. Writing it, I think I was perfectly fine, but then when I actually heard myself back, I was like, damn, I really said that. So that one. And then, man, I fuck around, gotta go God Level, because that boy was talking on God Level. So it's I feel that. And
don't get it twisted, man. Every song you spazzed on.
No, everybody likes what they like.
And every song, it had a mood. So there's the song with you and K-Dot.
Yeah.
That's the vibes when we
go to shorts.
You know what I'm saying? It's each song had its own story, which I love. So also tell me, man, I don't mean to get super deep, but
come on, let's get deep.
How has your father's passing changed you? You know what I'm saying? You spoke about him a lot in the past couple of projects, and it seems like you're in a great space. It seems like you've healed for a while. So yeah, talk about that.
All right. So when my father passed at first, I was probably in a weird state because I was still doing music related things, like doing video shoots, photo shoots, you name it. But then it got to a certain point in 2021 after I released Life of a Don. I got to a point where I was feeling like, yo, I'm doing a lot. Like, I feel like I have to be successful right now because my father passed. I even had a talk with a close friend of mine, Jordan, about it because we were going through the same thing. And when having a talk, it was like, we shouldn't feel pressured like we have to do something now because we are dealing with something traumatic. Like,
Absolutely.
we should actually take care of our mental health. Like, literally deal with those feelings, go through them, feel that. Like, talk to your family members, get close with people around you. Learn more about the person who just passed. Like, there's different things that you can do. I took my grandma to California, like just started doing different things with my family. When I started talking to my grandmother about how my mom was raised, I learned a lot more about my mom that I never knew before. So it gave me a perspective where I can look at my mom and I can be like, I understand why you do certain things that you do. Like before I might've been like, yo, my mom is tripping, da 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 da. But then it's like, okay, when you were raised in an environment where it's like, you need to be overprotective because at any given moment, like life could go like that. I could understand why she's so protective of me. My dad being so stern. My dad was born in Suriname, that's in South America. His family was born in like, it's somewhat like a third world country.
Yeah.
So when they came to America, that's like the opportunity to achieve success. So now I understand why my dad worked his ass off and why he was so hard on me and my brother. Like I always understood hard work, but from that perspective of like really understanding what he had to deal with, like I've never seen an eviction notice in my life. They've seen things like that. I've never been kicked out. Never had to live in like 2-bedroom apartments with like 6 people. So different perspective. One makes you appreciate your family more. And it just gives you insight on like I damn near got to do my best if that's what they were doing. So that's how I handled that.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's how you found, peace and joy within yourself because, you talked about how you was in a depressed state at one time also. How did you battle through that? Like, I guess that was last year, right? And the year before?
It was in the entire, let's say entire 2020. I may not have realized it while I was going through it, but I was depressed. 2021, same time, August, that's when like a lot of realizations started happening. So at that point, I started painting, reading books. The Mastery of Love that you gave me, I read the Book of Knowledge, Alchemist, the 4 Disciplines of Execution, like just certain things that help you focus on taking care of a goal and at the same time, taking care of your mental health. Learning how to love correctly, learning to love yourself, because that's like a very important thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
People don't realize, like they try to love other people, but it's like you have problems internally that you need to take care of. So did a lot of things like that.
I'm glad you said that too, because you talked about how social media is artificial pressure.
Oh my goodness,
People only show you the highs. They never show you, not even the mids. They show you the low. They only show you the highs. They don't show you the lows. They don't show you when they going through hell behind closed doors, right? So.
And I got to the point where it was like, bro, I don't want to say I'm going through it, but I'm going through it. And it's going to be hard for me to like front on Instagram and Twitter like I'm happy if I'm really hurt. So let me really just take a whole fallback from it.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself musically and as a person like 5 years from now, you would say?
Hopefully I'm in a stable position where I could like truly take care of family. When I say family, I don't, with all due respect to all my family members, I don't mean every single person, but it's like I want to be able to help my brother take care of whatever he had to deal with in college as far as loans, whatever the case may be. Help my mom be able to own her own house, and whether she has money or not, I want to be the person that could like provide that. Help my aunt with the same thing, like just be able to provide in ways that I'm not able to right now. That's it, yeah. But if I get there, as far as music goes, I want to be able to make my experiences known in music just so people could get like a feel for what I go through daily situations. At the same time, like you said about the lows, I don't want to take any of those out. So I tell everybody about like the good shit that's happening, like when we're talking about champagne or we're on trips and shit like that. I still want to talk about like, because I'm sure that before the next 5-year ends, God hopes it not, like God hopes it doesn't happen, but like there's probably going to be an unfortunate situation that happen. That's going to get put in music. So it's like, I appreciate the new chances to just talk to people about life in different ways.
Yeah,
that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Just being honest, right? Because I think a lot of music nowadays is fictitious, right? They just rap about a whole bunch of stuff or, floss about stuff that they don't really have. Just fibbing on the track, honestly. So
I don't want to do that. And I feel like if I'm acting like I'm happy on the track and I'm not at that same time, I don't want to say I'm fronting, but at the same time I'm fronting because I'm not giving y'all how I really feel. Like I'm trying to give y'all what I think is going to appeal to y'all. That's not what we're trying to do.
And that's the thing too, because transparency was one of the big words for me after first listening to this album. Like I told you, it kind of brought tears to my eyes first hearing it because it's like you my dog, and it's like I never knew this side of Omari, and I didn't know this is what he's been going through. Granted, some of it I obviously knew you were going through, but not like emotions wise. I didn't know you were going through.
Exactly, like as detailed as it is, and that's another thing that I can't wait for people to hear. Like even the people in this room, it's one thing for you to see me, and it's like we're hanging out and we're talking about all the good shit that's going on, like what we're progressing on. But it's like sometimes it is hard to talk about the bullshit that you're going through, like the shit that's affecting you emotionally, that's like putting you through some pain. So when I'm able to put it on the track, it's like, well, now my friend might hear it, and he might be open to talking about what he's going through, about some shit that I had no idea about. So it's very interesting to see how the shit will turn out. Check it. Jaden's in the movie. When you're talking about things that made you cry, bro, every time I hear that.
I heard it twice. I was like, let me just put this away for a minute because like I get emotional every time I hear it. It's like,
man, I don't know where he.
Even yours, even the introduction to it, the your intro to the album.
How you feel about like I imagine you talk to God like about
situations,
right? So it just felt good to talk to God, but then have people hear the conversations that I may have with God, just a little tidbit, because again, it could be relatable. It's just something that could spark something in your mind to like have open conversation with other people. That's all it is. Yeah. Cause like there's certain things like there's a reason it's love, not lust. There's a reason it's talk to God. There's a reason it's perfect bliss. It's like these are true emotions and things that people go through in life. So it's like I don't want my music just to be feel good music or feel like you're having a good time music. Let's really. But talk
it's all
about
of that. It's feel good. It's talk about what you're going through. It's damn. This is my lowest point right now, and I'm talking about it. That's at least that's the way
I appreciate. For me, you gotta look at it. I'm the artist, so it's like for me, it was like, man, I just got a lot of shit off my chest. So to hear from somebody else's perspective of how you feel, I appreciate that, because there's some times where it's like I drive and listen to it, I be like, damn, I sound like I'm going through. Like I know I feel better, but when I listen to certain songs like Perfect Bliss, it's like, damn, that nigga is going through it. Like I hope he's okay. And it's like I am, but damn, man.
And you said you found yourself finally. You said
the
old me is on the stretcher. Talk about that.
I know that sounds pretty graphic, but it's more so saying like the old person. I don't want to say like the asshole, because that's probably still gonna be here. But like the person who had how do I explain? You ever hear the saying that idle time is the devil's playground, something like that?
Yeah.
I don't want to say I was ever like demonic or anything like that, but I feel like the idle time that I use sometimes, it was wrong. Like I was just doing things I had no business doing. I was being disrespectful in times I had no business being disrespectful. And because I was not raised like that, it's like, yo, where the hell did that come from? Because I know that's not me. Or at least I know that's not me now.
Just being like rebellious.
Exactly. And it's like, the fuck is you doing? Like I couldn't, like if you ask me now about the shit I did then, well, I swear to God, I don't have an answer for you. Like,
but at the same time too, like you gotta chop it up to the game, because it's like you were young, you were a kid at that time, still going through the motions.
I'm gonna let you say that. For me, the shit I was doing, it was blatantly wrong. Like I had no business doing it. But I appreciate that. As bad as it sounds, I appreciate that I'm not doing it now, because Lord knows the way that would be affecting other people. It's like, it should be catastrophic. So, I appreciate that.
And you also talked about a lot of homies on the album too. Yeah. Shies for one, Free Shies, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, yeah, Free Child, yeah, most definitely.
Conversations with Swade, that was the one. That luxurious feel, and it was just like you feel like a champion. Like, but at least I did when I heard.
That's how the beat made me feel. That's how the song came about, and I was like, yo, let's make a conversation that we had into a song. Like these are mad conversations. This isn't one conversation we had just sitting. This is like shit that me and Sway talked about over since I met him in 2020 to now last year, 2021. But yeah.
That's so did the inspiration behind that record come about when he said, I think you need a break? Was it around that time when you made the song?
Yeah, that is around the time. Yeah. Because I was like, well, damn. There's some things I want to say to Sway, but shit, it's like, it's just hard, because even though I know we're tight as hell, it's just hard for me to express myself sometimes. So let me put this in songs so I can talk about shit we talk about, but then also let him know certain shit that I'm getting off. So yeah, that shit was fundamental.
I mean, do you have any gems for people out there that are going through a difficult time or going through depression, since you've first-handedly experienced that?
First thing I'm gonna say, it's definitely different for everybody. Like we're all different people. What I would say is definitely get fresh air. I swear you have no idea how much plants, trees, good oxygen. Like it really affects your mood in a positive way. Like when I tell you it boosts your endorphins, this shit is ridiculous. Do that, read a book, do like a crossword puzzle, paint some shit. Like I know this shit sounds real childish, but when you were a child,
no, it doesn't sound childish.
No, but like for real, there's a reason that when you were a child and you were in school doing this shit, you were extremely happy. Like there's a reason that shit affected and connected with you in a certain way. So even though you're an adult and there's like certain things that you need to take care of, bills, your job, what have you, you still need to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health. It's like, bro, there's grown men that I've talked to recently that their fathers have passed years when they were teenagers, like forever ago. And they still have to go through certain things. Like they have to go on walks and hikes and talk to what people would call like a spirit or a soul. They still have to do that because that's how they deal with what they're dealing with. Like it's a coping mechanism. It is what it is. So I wouldn't tell you do exactly what I did because everybody's different, but please make sure you tap in and boost your endorphins. That's definitely how you get out.
I want to say that is like a scientific study, though. Not to get like scientific on God, but
well, see, I know for a fact boosting your endorphins like scientifically is proven to like help you not break depression, but it's hard for you to be sad if your endorphins are like moving. But like when you're depressed, that's why people take like medicine for it and shit like that. You don't have to do that if you boost your endorphins. Like people try to give you medicine for the exact reason that me and speak about.
All of you mentioned exercising too.
But
that's key as well. You've been dodging me from the basketball court, but that's a
what are we doing tomorrow? Pause. What are we doing tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.?
All right, bet. Say less.
All right, just remember. That's all. We're here. Nah, definitely get your exercise. But that's what I would attribute to going outside. Like go on walks, go on hikes, jogs, shit like that. Yeah, most definitely. Play basketball, Trey, one-on-one, whatever the case may be.
The features on here. What made you go with Tommy, Evan J, K Dot, and whoever else I'm missing right now?
I think you hit on that. Or if I blank, it's been a long day. But I reached out to Evan and KD because we all went to the same high school. And for the simple fact that when I heard the beat, I was like, boy, this shit gives me a early 2000s R&B rap song vibe. I was like, I gotta have KD singing on this shit. But at the same time, I was like, this is not the typical beat that Evan would get on, but let's take him out of his element and see what he does. Originally, when I do the first verse, when Evan comes in with his bridge, that was not the plan. But we were at my house and we were all like strategizing how we should like come on a song. So once I heard my first verse and I heard how Evan started his second verse, I said, we gotta make that a bridge. Yeah. So we made that the bridge as far as like the melodies and the singing, and then come in right with me rapping and KD with the singing on that. Yeah, so that shit made perfect sense. Tommy was for the simple fact, boy rapped his ass off.
Bro,
ain't no other way to put it.
I played that song a couple times back. I'm like, wait, hold on.
You hear that? All right, so bro is from Milwaukee, and I get that Detroit type vibe when he raps. Like when he does his songs, his beat selection, that shit, it knocks.
I thought he was from Detroit or whatever.
No, he's from Milwaukee.
Oh,
it's like, bro, get his shit off. So I was like, yo, let me put this man on like some Sinatra rap style type beat, and let's see what the fuck he does. The nigga did what he does. Like as far as the ad libs, when I tell you that's my favorite part of the entire song, like what he does on the hook, and then what he does on his verse, love the shit.
He understood the assignment.
Couldn't be mad at all. My nigga De Niro, I was not gonna forget. On Mill Off a Rap, where Chaz is on.
That's what I was missing. Yeah.
Listen, man, it's the same situation as Tommy is. Like when De Niro raps, I know he like 808 heavy, it's trap heavy, but he's gonna do what he's gonna do. Like he's gonna rap. You don't know if the nigga gonna sing. Like he's very melodic, so it's interesting. So when I gave him the beat, I gave him like a demo of what I did. So I had no idea what I was gonna get back until we got to the studio. When we got to the studio, all I did was dap him up and he set out the booth. Like that shit was done. So everybody, when I tell you they came to do what they came to do, yeah, they came to do.
And I want to say the song you had with K-Dot and Evan, was it 3 or 4 verses on there?
It's 3 verses. When's the last time you heard 3 verses?
That's how I was bringing it up. I was bringing it up. Okay, you did that.
3 verses, bridges, hooks, all that shit. That's an entire song. Nobody cursed.
I didn't peep that.
Nobody cursed on that song. Nobody cursed on that shit. With all due respect, saying shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, how's your mental health? How you doing this year? It's been a good week for you.
It's been a good week.
It's been a very good week.
I will tell you, January was kind of rough, man. Yeah, my friend had, lost somebody significant in his life, and he's like a brother to me. So just kind of seeing him going through that made me upset as well. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, I would say I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. I'm with my dog, so I can't really complain. 2022 is off to a great start.
How you feel to have this new platform?
Amazing. Amazing. There's nothing wrong with, sometimes branching off and going independent and doing your own stuff too. Come back as a camaraderie, like as a team, but also owning your own platform too and profiting off of that.
Oh, this is your platform. Would you mind if I do some questions?
Oh yeah, come on. Okay. I'm an open book.
So you asked me what's my plan for music and my mental health or my life for the next 5 years. What's yours, King?
My next 5 years, I just want to be happy.
Ooh.
So whatever that picture looks like for me, I just want to be happy and not have any regrets for now. That's why I'm putting in the work now. I don't want to wait till 5 years from now and be like, damn, I should have went back and did that when I was 26 years old. Just continue to work till you flourish.
It's a smart thing to do. It's definitely a smart thing to do.
So I forgot the nerds. We were supposed to have the nerds for the interview.
Man, I forgot the wine. Just know we were supposed to have wine, some white wine. I forgot the bottle opener. He forgot the candy nerds, the gummy clusters. We're not about to promote, but that's the best candy in the fucking world.
It is.
But it is what it is. I have one more question, just because y'all never did it on the fucking pod, and it's making me angry. So I just want to see if you remember what your answer was, because we talked about it before. What's the top 5 rap albums ever for you? Come on, we talked about it before. Don't forget yours.
We talked about that on the pod?
No, y'all never talked about it. I mean, mad, but me and you
it.
texted about it.
That's on the spot right now.
So make sure next time you come on, if you're not gonna remember right now,
you
next
got
time
your pod?
Come on, yo. It was written Nas, Whole Blueprint, Common, B, 50 Cent, The Massacre. Everybody say Richard Die Trying. I prefer The Massacre. J. Cole 2014, Forest Hills Drive.
Top 5 ever?
That's my personal.
J. Cole's on there?
That's my personal.
Man. Snoop Dogg's not on there?
I told you when we had to talk, I said he's number 6 as far as like 6 man. Yeah.
I gotta come back to that one. You got a top 5 R&B?
No, but I know for a fact Mary J. Blige My Life and
oh yeah, that's on there.
Oh my goodness. I'm blanking on the other one. Usher Confessions is definitely in it.
Those two are right. No old school for you? Like
Stevie Wonder, alright, for a fact, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Marvin Gaye, I want to say the album's called I Want You, with everybody dancing on the cover.
About.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're gonna take it there, what's number 5? Y'all could. I ain't trying to be funny. Some of this. But we ain't gonna say that.
And I'm laughing at it. The mic definitely picked that up.
It's definitely some of his shit though. That's number 5.
Yeah, I don't know where to segue from there.
It's just not trying to be funny. Can I please talk about that?
Yes.
Right.
Forgive me because I forgot what song it is right now, but you did talk about how you do have the sickle cell trait, and you broke it down to me outside of the pod that that's what your father passed, right?
Yeah.
So you want to go into detail about you having the trait?
All right. So I have sickle cell trait. Basically, it means that my red blood cells that should be like circular shape, they're sickle shaped, meaning that they have like little dentures in them. They're not fully themselves, meaning that they're not fully healthy. So certain times when it's like extremely hot or extremely cold, like my immune system will be a little bit weak, but like you can maintain that through taking vitamins, being healthy, drinking enough water, what have you. My father, on the other hand, he had sickle cell disease where it's like, realistically, he wasn't supposed to make it past mid-20s, early 30s. His doctor told, like when he was in high school, like this was he told, because he would have episodes where it's like, you just can't move, like it's like you black out type shit, and you have to be rushed to the hospital. Now this shit, as a kid, I would experience it a lot, but I would never like really take it in because I'm a kid, so it's just like, oh, my dad's sick, like he went to the hospital, he'll be better. It wasn't until like I started getting older and I started noticing certain things, I just became more aware, more cognizant. Mm-hmm. So I would say like the only bad thing that comes with that is really dehydration. Like every time we talk about going to Colorado, I'm like, I would never do it because the elevation would fuck with my body, and it's like, I don't even got time for that.
So that's something that you're born with, right? It's not something you can...
You can't catch that, not at all. The way that shit happens is, the way I had sickle cell trait, say I had sex with a woman who had sickle cell trait, we would create a child who would have sickle cell disease. So you can only have the disease if both parents have the trait. And that's the thing about it. The same way I have the trait, people don't walk around asking, hey, you got sickle cell trait? You got sickle cell trait? Like I actually
not in front of somebody.
Not at all. I talked to a girl once who had sickle cell trait, and neither of us even thought to ask each other until her mom said something to me because I told her something about my father. So then she was like, yeah, y'all two should never have kids because legit, like the kid's life would be hard. So with that being said, it's like, please be aware, like if you have the trait, you should be aware of like how you out here running around. Like it could be costly to your seed's life, and it's like, you don't want to do that. That's all I want to say about that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But how did you, obviously I know how you found out, but like,
Oh, that's all. If somebody has the disease, their kids automatically have the trait, but you
so
can't
there's no skipping that. Like it's passed down. It's
exactly.
hereditary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, because I don't even want to be wrong about that, I would say look that up. But I know in my situation, it was passed down genetically. Like the shit was hereditary.
Gotcha. Damn. Well, shit. Before we get out of here, man, I wanna ask some happiness, man.
Come on, yeah, come on.
Like, so I guess after this album and everything, like, are you genuinely happy right now in your life?
I'm happy, but I know for a fact there's shit I need to still change and fix, and that's why I like the idea of flourish, because when you hear flourish, there's no end. It's not flourish. It's flourish. Like I'm still
like
going.
flourish,
Like I'm always gonna be in the path of growing. Right now, what I'm trying to work on, I'll tell you personally, I'm trying to work on self-control right now. Like that is that shit been biting me in my ass ever since I was born.
When you say self-control, you mean like ego? Or?
No, I already I understand. This is a personal thing. I understand ego, and I do think it should be used, but it should be used moderately, and it should be used in the correct ways. Like you should not be boosting yourself up to shit on other people. Like you should be applauding yourself when you take care of things that you take care of. Or excuse me, I wouldn't say take care of things that you should take care of. Take care of things that you didn't expect to take care of. Applaud yourself. Like big yourself up. Have an ego. I get that. But like just on some, I'm better than everybody. Nah, I'm not trying to be like that. Cause I'm sure at one point I was. But that's my answer for that here.
I was about to say a joke, but it's okay.
Come on. What?
Nah, I was thinking about the Big Ego song with Kanye and Beyonce.
Pause. That's not about the ego.
That's why I said never pause. That's
Okay. Copy.
But you got anything else to say before we get out of here, bro?
Spread love. I know I ain't trying to be funny. I know it sounds so crazy coming from me because of who I used to be, but for real, I know we're all going through hard times, bro. You never know what somebody else is going through. Spread love. Be positive. Listen to Flourish. Make sure you check out Trey's Brochillion's podcast. Please make sure you check out this new platform. Damn, are you only interviewing artists, if you mind me asking? Like, or is all
artists, entrepreneurs, just creatives. Whatever your hustle is, like.
Yeah, please keep tapping in with bro on that because I'm sure you have other shit coming that we have no idea about.
It's on the way.
That would be my segue on that. Yeah, that's it. What you got?
Shit, I'm here. They gonna see this.
Let me sit back and watch it ending. I'm gonna watch it ending. How do you take us out?
Like,
this is it?
I appreciate
you.
We
dab up with some shit.
That's why I was trying to end on the high note.
Okay, cool.
I appreciate you for bringing your presence onto my platform. You've been rocking for a minute, man. Like, yeah, bro. I appreciate you.
If they don't, like the people who don't know us, do you think that they would know that we only met like 2 years ago?
I don't think so.
Right, that's what's up.
I think the chemistry is like that.
My Capricorn brother, you know what it is.
I don't do the astrology stuff, but
you probably balls.
love.